After months of investigating, authorities said they could not find a clear motive for why the Greenwood Park Mall shooter killed 3 people on July 17, 2022. On Wednesday, authorities announced the shooter's laptop was found in the oven of his apartment. The shooter placed a butane tank in the oven and it exploded. It was so badly damaged, authorities could not access the files inside to see if they contained information on a possible motive for the shooting. The shooter's cell phone, though, was found in a toilet near a food court bathroom inside Greenwood Park Mall. The FBI was able to dry it and start it up, but it was password locked. That phone is now hooked up to software at an FBI lab, and it's running it through every possible 6-digit passcode.
This is very time-consuming because there are approximately 1 million possible combinations. This process is still ongoing and could take years to unlock. It is for this reason that we have not been able to conduct a forensic examination of the cell phone.
The actual cell phone records, though, were obtained by investigators, and that includes call, text message logs, internet browsing history, and cloud history, and they said they didn't find anything of significance. They also took a closer look into his upbringing and family life, and they found he had a difficult one. Investigators discovered the shooter spent time in and out of foster care as a young child and experienced bouts of homelessness intermittently for some years. Child services were called to the family home on 12 separate occasions for issues that ranged from truancy to abuse. As a teen, the shooter's older brother obtained custody of him, and he lived with him in an Indianapolis apartment complex from 2018 to 2020. At that time, the shooter's father was helping him pay rent and bills. But in May of 2022, the shooter quit his job, and having no income by June, the shooter's father cut off the 20-year-old financially. In the days leading up to the shooting, in July, the shooter received notice that he was going to be evicted. And investigators found in the years and months leading up to the shooting that the shooter showed a fascination with mass killings, Nazi Germany, and serial killers online. He would often discuss strategy or tactics of how to carry out a mass shooting with other users online.
In fact, from 2017 to 2022, the shooter made over 700 comments on subreddits related to mass killers. We were unable to locate any comments made by the shooter on these subreddits that would indicate he was planning on carrying out such an attack. On the contrary, almost every post was more of a discussion or debate concerning other high-profile mass killings around the country. The shooter acknowledged several times in these comments that he studied and researched mass killings and serial killers. It seemed that he enjoyed debating with others the tactics, motives, and details surrounding these incidents.
The shooter seemed to favor social media site Reddit and used account names like darkwillrise@gmail.com.
And his Reddit usernames, the Greater German Reich and Grober Germanic. This is a political state name that Nazi Germany tried to establish in World War II. We found nothing linking the shooter to any anti-Semitic beliefs or Nazi idealizations. His family informed us that from a young age the shooter had a fascination with World War II and Nazi Germany, and that he read and studied on that topic. Several of his subreddit posts referenced the Germans, Nazis, and World War II, however, nothing that would suggest he shared the Nazi ideology. Instead, it seemed that he was touting his knowledge of the subject.
Still, authorities said they found nothing on those online accounts or records where the shooter said he had a desire to take part in a mass shooting himself or that he was actively planning one. Nevertheless, the afternoon of July 17, 2022, police said the shooter walked into the Greenwood Park Mall with a backpack and appeared to be texting, or tried to seem like he was texting. He spent over an hour in a bathroom near the food court, then walked out and began killing people. When investigators spoke with the shooter's family, they said they were shocked that he would ever do something like this. But that wasn't the reaction from the shooter's peers. A high school friend who said their relationship mostly centered on smoking marijuana once said the shooter told him he was the mass shooting type, and that friend also called him antisocial. His ex-girlfriend also said she wasn't surprised that he could have done something like this, and told police the shooter once stuck a gun in her mouth. He said that he didn't expect to live past the age of 20, and once told her if he were ever to take himself out, he would take others with him. The shooter's ex-girlfriend also told police that he was racist towards Black and Hispanic people. All 3 Hoosiers killed in the Greenwood Park Mall shooting were Hispanic and had strong ties to the Indianapolis Hispanic community. Rosa Miriam Rivera de Pineda and Pedro Pineda were originally from El Salvador before making Indianapolis their home. and father of 3, Victor Gomez, maintained close ties with family members in Mexico up until his death. But Greenwood Police still maintain it was the victim's physical proximity to the shooter that likely made them targets. Gomez, who was armed with a handgun himself when he was killed, was the first person to encounter the shooter as he made his way out of the bathroom and into the food court to start killing people.
The very first person he approached was Victor Gomez, and Victor was walking into the restroom. He shot Victor Gomez right in the entryway to the restroom. He then immediately turns the firearm to the closest table to him, which was Mr. and Mrs. Pineda. And he also shot beyond them, I don't know that he was taking aim. He was kind of shooting recklessly before Mr. Dickin responded.
He's talking about Elijah Dickin, the 22-year-old who shot and killed the shooter with his own handgun. Dickin said through his attorney that he wished to move on with his life after the tragedy, that he wants to remain private.
When the circumstances unfolded as they did, his first thought was simply, I need to protect people. I need to stop this person from killing people. And as the chief has reported, within 15 seconds, engaged the shooter and was able to neutralize that threat starting from a distance.
Dickin won't face charges, and authorities ruled he was not in violation of Indiana law when he shot and killed the shooter.
I would like to make it perfectly clear that we consider, and there's no doubt in my mind, that Elijah Dickin saved many, many lives that night, and he is a true hero.
Authorities said video of the shooting exists, but won't be released because it's so graphic.
I'd like to protect their dignity.
For more updates on the Greenwood Park Mall shooting and what investigators found, head to WTHR.com.